welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. Today we're going to make my Blackened Cajun shrimp po' boys with my creamy Cajun remoulade sauce. Here are the list of ingredients you're going to need. Now, depending on how many sandwiches you guys are making, of course will depend on how much you need. So for the blackened shrimp, you guys are going to need shrimp, of course. I have 1.5 pounds of clean peeled and deveined shrimp. You're going to need some butter, some olive oil, a couple of cloves of garlic. You're going to need some lemon. You're going to need some salt. I have pink Himalayan over there. You're going to need some Creole seasoning, some Cajun seasoning, and then some blackened seasoning, of course. And that's it for the blackened shrimp. For the Cajun sauce, you're going to need some mustard, some mayonnaise, some ketchup. You're going to need some horseradish sauce, some Creole seasoning, Cajun seasoning, some garlic powder, some salt, and you're going to need some lemon juice from my lemon. You're also going to need some shredded lettuce, which I already shredded over there. You're going to need some tomatoes, but that's optional. And then you're going to need some good bread. I have a nice loaf of baguette bread. But you guys can use French bread. You guys can use whatever bread your heart desires. Just some good bread. And that's it, guys. That's all you need to make my Blackened Cajun shrimp po' boys with my creamy Cajun remoulade sauce. So let's get cooking, guys. Okay, guys, so the first thing we're going to do is work on the sauce so that we can refrigerate it and let it get nice and chilled while we're preparing everything else. So the first thing we're going to do is prepare the sauce. So I'm just cutting my lemon because we're going to use a half of a lemon. Well, probably about a tablespoon of lemon juice. Okay. So we're going to start with the mayonnaise. I'm going to do probably about 1 cup of mayonnaise. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're going to taste it along the way. Alright, so that's 1 cup of mayonnaise. Alright, we're going to do a 1/3 of a cup of ketchup. If you guys know me, by now you'll know that I do not like ketchup at all. But it goes in the Cajun sauce. And of course I'm splattering it. Why wouldn't I? I think I'm going to X-nay on these squeezy bottles. They always give me a problem. Alright, so that was 1/3 of a cup of ketchup. Forgot my horseradish. Alright, so we're going to do a couple of tablespoons of horseradish. We'll start with 2. Again, with the squeezy bottles. This should be good. Alright, for the mustard, we're going to do just a tablespoon of mustard. I can get it open. That looks good enough. And this is a really good Cajun sauce that you guys can try. I think you guys will really like it. It's really good. Alright, for the seasonings. So we got all that done. All of our condiments done. So for the Creole seasoning, we're going to do, let me get another. Alright, for the Creole seasoning, we're going to do a tablespoon. Depending on how spicy you guys like it. So I'm going to do 1 tablespoon and I'll taste it. I'm going to do a teaspoon of the Cajun seasoning. good. For the garlic, we'll do a half a teaspoon of the garlic. And of course, guys, I'll have all the measurements and ingredients, what I used, in the description box. And then just a pinch of salt. I don't want to add too much salt, because some of these have salt. I think the Creole seasoning had salt, but we'll taste it. And half of a lemon. Or a half of a lemon. That should be good. Mix it really good. And we're going to let this chill in the refrigerator while we prepare our shrimp marinade, because I'm going to marinate that and refrigerate that as well for a couple of hours before we cook them. And I'm going to be using my cast iron today to grill, if you will, the shrimps. Doesn't that look pretty? Alright, so I'm going to taste it for seasoning, see if I need to add anything. A little less, unless you like horseradish, maybe next time I would do a little less. It's good, it's delicious, but I would add just a little less. So I'm going to put in the description box 1.5 tablespoons instead of 2. But like I said, you know, you guys tweak it to your liking. But everything else is spot on. Oh, that's really good. Alright, so I'm going to refrigerate this. And I will get the stuff ready and cleaned up to work on our shrimp. So we'll be back, guys. Alright guys, so now we're going to go ahead and prepare the shrimp because we want to marinate this before we make it, whether you're grilling it. I'm using my cast iron, like I said. So what we're going to do is, these shrimps were peeled, deveined, and rinsed really well. We're going to use a couple tablespoons of olive oil and then the seasoning, and then I'll go ahead and tell you exactly how much I used. And I've done this dish so many times, I just know exactly how much I need. So you're just going to put all your shrimps in something that you can refrigerate, you know, close and refrigerate. Okay, so to the shrimp, we're going to add a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. I would say probably 2. We'll do 3. I usually don't measure, I just pour it. Just give that a toss in the olive oil, coating all the shrimp with the olive oil so that the seasonings are going to stick nice. That looks great. Alright, so we're going to start with the salt. Just a little bit, because some of the seasonings that I have over here already has salt. We're going to do some Creole seasoning. I'm going to do a tablespoon of the Creole. The Cajun. A half a teaspoon of the blackening, or the blackened seasoning. Ooh, that smells good. Woo! I'm gonna sneeze. Wow, that's potent. A pepper in there. So a half a teaspoon of that. Ooh, I'm about to sneeze. False alarm. Alright, so a half a teaspoon of that. We're gonna put, I diced up or minced up really small some garlic cloves, and this was 3 garlic cloves. Put that in there. Okay, and then a little juice from a lemon. Probably a tablespoon, if I had to guess. Okay, give this a nice toss and all this deliciousness so we can coat all the shrimps. And this is so good, guys. I mean, who doesn't love Cajun or blackened anything? I know my family does. And you know what's nice is you guys, if you like it more spicy, I mean, I love spicy food, but you know, you can always add more to make it to your spice liking. So if this isn't enough spice for you guys, by all means add some more, but I got to be careful with my family. Alright, that looks great. What I'm going to do is I like to pour just a little bit after I mix, just a little bit. I'm just going to sprinkle the top a little bit with a little more of the Creole seasoning. Just a little. Alright, that's perfect. So I'm going to cover this. And like I said, I'm going to marinate this for a couple of hours before I cook it up. So I will see you guys back when we go ahead and put these on the cast iron, put it all together. So we're back, guys. Alright guys, so I just took my shrimp out. It's been marinating for a couple of hours. You're going to need some butter and a little bit of olive oil. And I'm going to put this on in between high and medium, so I can get this nice and hot, so we can start with the shrimp. Okay, so in the pan, or cast iron, or whatever you guys are using, just a little bit of olive oil, maybe a teaspoon or 2. And then I'm going to put probably about a tablespoon of butter. Let that get nice and hot and melted. Now the shrimp won't take but a couple of minutes on each side. But we want a nice sear to them. And this shrimp looks and smells delicious. Can you see that? It smells really, really, really good. Alright, so we're going to put our shrimp down. We don't want to overcrowd the pan, or whatever you guys are using. We want to have a nice sear to them. But I'll show you what it looks like when they are cooked. And this is going to be a couple of batches. Alright, so I'm going to let this cook for a couple of minutes and not interrupt it, so we get a nice sear to it. And then I will show you what it looks like when we're done. So you're back, guys. Alright, so these have been cooking for about 2 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and check them. Oh, look at that. That's perfect. See how pretty that is? So I'm going to go ahead and flip them. And we'll cook them on the other side for another 2 minutes. And see how that, it looks like it opened up? It's a nice light pink and then just nicely seared. That's what we want. So I'm going to transfer this first batch.
That looks like it smells so good, guys. Can I put my next batch in?
This next batch probably won't take as long as the first one, considering the pan is up to temperature now. Alright, so I'm going to let these babies finish cooking, and I will be back to show you when they're all done and we can put the sandwich together. So we'll be back, guys. Okay, guys, so I have everything set up here for our po' boys. I have the shrimp that's looking mighty delicious. I have the sauce that we made, the Cajun sauce. You guys can see that. I have a nice piece of baguette. I have some sliced tomatoes and some shredded lettuce. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a sandwich for my husband. Of course, he gets first. And I'm going to set this piece of bread aside. And while your cast iron or whatever you guys are using is still warm, I want you to go ahead and I want you to lightly toast your bread on the same skillet, cast iron pan, whatever you guys are using, grill. I want you to lightly toast your bread before we put it together. So I'm just going to take a little bit of butter, and I'm just going to very lightly, and I mean lightly, put a little bit of butter on each side like that. So I'm just going to take these, put them in my cast iron just for a second while it's still hot. The cast iron is off, but it is still hot. So I'm going to put these down for just probably, I don't know, less than a minute, so they get nice and toasted, and we'll be back in a second so we can put it together. Okay guys, so I went ahead and toasted my bread. This is what it looks like. It's got a nice little char to it, exactly what I wanted. But if you don't like your bread toasted, you don't need to do that, but I think it needs it. Okay, so this is how we're going to assemble this po' boy. So first you're going to do is take some of this delicious sauce that we made, and you're just going to put it on the bottom of the sandwich, of the bread, and just kind of smear it just a little bit. You don't want too much because we're going to be putting it on the top. Alright, and then you're going to take some lettuce, put it right on the bottom of the sandwich, the bread, like that, however much you guys want. Make it look all pretty and fancy. You're going to put your shrimp, again, however much you guys want. And I already tasted a piece of shrimp because I couldn't wait to try it. And they're pretty good. They're pretty delicious if I say so myself. Actually, they're really, really delicious if I do say so myself. So just like that. Again, however much you guys want to put on there. Now you could do with the tomatoes or without. I'm going to do it with the tomatoes for this one. I'm going to put them on top. Not too many, just a couple. But like I said, the tomato is optional. Some people in my family don't like tomatoes, some people do. I love tomatoes, but then again, I love all vegetables. Okay, and then you're going to take, again, this deliciousness, and you're going to drizzle it all over your po' boy. However much you guys want. Just like that. And you're going to put it right on top of your sandwich. Alright guys, I brought you a little closer to the sandwich so you guys could see the beauty of it. And there you have it guys. Rexy's Blackened Cajun Shrimp Po' Boy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed making it for you guys. As always, thank you for your love and support. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. And I'm going to go give this bad boy to my hubby. He's waiting to eat. And I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.